How we doing, guys? This is Rob Torres of Vaidma, vocalist and lyricist.
How's it going? I'm Barry Spencer of Vaidma, guitarist.
Aiden Cotton, drums.
So today we're going to be answering some questions from the Desk Entertainment. We recently partnered with you guys. Totally looking forward to working with you guys more in the future. So for the first question we got, how did you get started with music and how did you develop your sound? How did the name Vaidma come about and is there any meaning to it? All right, Barry, you want to tell them more about the meaning of Vaidma and how it came about?
Yes, so the name Vaidma is derived from the Russian word Vaidma, which translates to witch in English. And it started out as a band with another guy on deployment in the Middle East, somewhere out in the ocean, like 60 miles from the coast of Bahrain. And we made an entire album, got back, and then worked on the music a little bit. Rob came along, and we ended up making our first song that we released, Betraying Characteristics, but it was very different from the other songs. And so we just decided to split up the projects. And so that project is now named Illumina, which we actually released our first single not too long ago. And
What's it called?
the single is called Genesis. Check it out. And then we started Vaidma and started releasing songs like crazy, and it's been going really. I became a guitarist just because my dad got me an acoustic guitar one day. Wanted to upgrade to electric, started playing thrash, things like, Megadeth, Anthrax, all that good stuff, Exodus. And then I got my first 7-string not too long ago, and it changed everything.
How to become a drummer?
How to become a drummer? Well, has a lot to do with Lars from Metallica. Surprisingly, he's a big inspiration. One of the main reasons I got into drums. Joey Jordison as well. I was about 14 years old when I decided to pick up the sticks, and ever since then, it's just been hard work and effort daily up until this point.
Yeah. I got into vocals at the age of 15. I was in and out of bands ever since I was a kid. Got a lot of inspiration from Corey Taylor. Actually, I started learning how to sing and scream from listening to David Draymond of Disturbed. Like in the song The Animal and Down with the Sickness, I was curious on how to make those noises. And I learned how to make them, and then I just expanded on it from there. Yeah, and I was in a band called Sticks and Spear. It was just a Slipknot cover band in Rochester, New York. And from there, I just moved out here to California, San Diego, and I founded a band called Nova Moors. Didn't really go anywhere, so I left, and then founded a band with Barry called Vaidma. Question number 2, what do you want people to take away from your music?
Cool person. I just write cool stuff. They can take away really awesome riffs. Sound cool. Actually, one weird one, a really big influence was Tool. That was an influence, and probably just all the note choices that I make, and then just so happened to be very similar to metalcore and deathcore, so they kind of just melded really well. And then, obviously, once I started getting into deathcore, I started listening to Carnifex and a lot of other metalcore, Bullet for My Valentine, that kind of stuff.
There would be no Vaidma without Tool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Carnifex. What about you, Aiden?
What
do you want people to take away from your music?
What do I want people to take away from my music? Whatever they want to take away is what they can take away from it, as long as they're getting something out of it, whether that be emotional or helps them do something or whatever it may be, whatever it does for any certain person. As long as I'm reaching somebody in some way, that's all that really counts.
Sick.
Wait, it was what they want to take away?
Yeah.
Can't have any of it.
Yeah.
My music.
We got the copyright.
Yeah. What? Some relatement, basically how they can look at my lyrics and be like, wow, I felt like that before, or oh, I've dealt with that before, and basically see that it's not a permanent situation, and that it does get better, but you just have to do the work for it to get better. I would love people to look at my lyrics as a source of inspiration to keep moving on, no matter how shitty life gets. Definitely. Okay. Question 3. How would you describe your sound to the average listener?
They probably don't like it that much. I don't know. I mean, our music kind of like jumps around a lot.
I'd say it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
it's fun.
Yeah.
Above all else.
I'd say it's
Definitely.
like if Carnifex and the Crimson Armada had a baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Mm.
All right.
And just a little bit of the Weekend in there.
Who are 3 bands you'd like to tour with?
Me.
Well, Carnifex, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Carnifex, yeah, for sure.
Selfish. Yeah, definitely. What's another good one? I like Thal a lot, so Humanity's Last Breath would be really cool. And
Revocation. Yeah.
I'd say Slipknot for sure. I feel like that's how we know we made it. Slipknot.
Yeah, for sure. Knotfest lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Necro Goblicon.
Necrogoblicon for sure. Hit us up. Yeah, for sure.
Love to hop on that Right Now podcast.
That'd be awesome.
Pretty sick.
All right. What's your take on the current state of deathcore?
I mean, obviously it's one of my favorite genres. I love pretty much all of it, but it is starting to get slightly repetitive, I would say. I'm just hearing a lot of the same things in a lot of new releases now, so I think a big point of what we're trying to do, obviously, like, we have kind of that 2000s deathcore sound, deathcore/metalcore sound, and I don't know, we're kind of like mixing that with a lot of different genres, a lot of different ideas flowing in, so yeah, I think it's a little repetitive. We're trying to make a change for the better.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of deathcore today is just overproduced, bass drops, and just it's a bunch of shit that I'm really getting too used to, and I don't like being used to things. It's getting too predictable. Not to say that the artists today don't have talent, because they certainly do. I'm really inspired by the stuff that comes out, and I really do respect the grind. The way I want to take my music is early MySpace deathcore. I really want that to come back even more than it is. I really want to be a part of that scene more. Vaidma to be more a part of that scene, early MySpace deathcore. Like, we should start making that a genre.
We are MySpace core.
MySpace core.
Yeah.
Space Core.
Oh man, I was holding that one in the whole time. Big ass cough.
You haven't answered.
Yeah, what's your
You
take
haven't
on the
answered
current
yet.
state of deathcore?
I would just say that there's not nearly enough of it, and that it's not being talked about as much as it was in the early 2000s, and it'd be nice to be the reason for the comeback.
Okay.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. What's the current local music scene like there in California?
Well, to say California as a whole is rough. I'd say in LA it's probably a bit better, but here in San Diego, the metal scene I think is still pretty small.
It's a lot.
There's a drought. It's
Yeah.
there, but there's a drought for sure.
Yeah, but just like with the big bands, we respect the grind. So some of them kind of have a little bit off idealations, but I'm not here to throw names around. So, but I don't know. I think that's another reason why we're here, is we're also here to help kind of lead that in the right direction.
Oh yeah. What do
So
you think?
hopefully we can be pioneers in that sense.
as far as the San Diego metal scene goes, I mean, the music scene itself is very alive, and it's pumping and kicking very well, but there's not a lot of metal around in these recent, like, I'd say the past decade. Metal has kind of weeded its way out of the Southern California music scene for whatever reason. But we're here to kickstart the heart and get the metal flowing back into people's veins again.
Okay, Mick Mars.
I'm Mick Mars.
I think the current
Tommy.
I think the current local metal scene in California is, in my opinion, I think it's pretty alive. I just think people need to stop hopping on bandwagons and need to start thinking of more original ideas. Myself included, I struggle with that sometimes, but I am getting better at it. I'm trying to widen my views and widen my music taste more so I can draw inspiration from other things. But I really do enjoy the people that I work with, show to show. I hope to discover more like-minded people in other scenes, not just in the San Diego scene as well. Like originally, me and Barry used to only be associated with the San Diego metal scene, and now we're chilling with the Oceanside scene as well. And yeah, we've been nothing but treated like family, and it's a very inclusive scene. I love it a lot. What's your take on the royalties that streaming services pay out to artists? All right. Yeah. All right. So we don't get paid shit.
Nope. I've
Not a fucking thing.
Self-distributed.
We do this because we love it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just starting out. You know, we have quite a following. You know, most of our followers are real followers, so that's a quite a following. But
Most of them.
we do this because we love what we do and we want to be an outlet, and we're not really worried about money at this time. You know, sometimes some days are better than others. In regards to money, we make most of our money from merch. So if you guys would like to support us, make sure to go buy some merch.
Yeah. There have been a couple shows, not gonna lie, where like we'll play, and then at the end of it, Rob hands me like some cash,
$5.
like $5, and I'm just like, oh shit, I forgot we were getting paid.
Yeah, that
Like
$10
it's so
paycheck.
little, and I care so little about it that I'm just here to have fun. I love playing, and I love the entire process.
What's next for Vaidma?
I don't know.
Sky's the limit, baby.
The ground is the
So
limit.
what's next for Vaidma is we do have an album coming out. It's called Your Truth. We got quite a lot of material coming out. I'm gonna be going on a 5-month hiatus by myself. Barry and Aiden are going to be keeping fresh while I'm away. Yeah, pretty
2
much.
1s and 0s.
So while that's going on, there will be definitely talks of more music in the future. When that is, I'm not exactly sure, but after this album comes out, we're going to be more focused on doing shows and perfecting these songs live. So that's what we're more focused on. You got any answers for that, bro?
I think I gave my answer.
All right. Our shout outs, we would like to shout out Sound of FPA. Thank you so much for featuring on our album, especially for the song The Chokehold. We would also like to shout out Subjugator. And we would also like to shout out Illumera, which is Barry's other project. We would also like to shout out our friend Metal School of Thrashology, who's always been there since day one. We really appreciate you. And we'd like to shout out from the Deaths Entertainment
And John Mayer of Necrotic
yep,
Gore Beast.
my boy John Mayer of
Hell
Necrotic
yeah.
Gore Beast. Miss you, man. Hope you're doing good. All right. Thank you for tuning in to From the Deaths Entertainment. This is Rob Torres of Vaidma.
This is Barry Spencer of Vaidma.
And this is Aiden Cotton of Vaidma.
All right, guys, take care. Peace.